Hello there, my name is Kelly Williams, the PBL creator, and welcome to the PBL live conference call / web meeting. Well, of course, this is a video recording of the things I wanted to discuss on the conference call and web meeting yesterday, but before I could, we all got abruptly disconnected from the conferencingcall.com service. Not just me, but everyone who was on the call and those trying to get on couldn't even get on it. Just another one of those days when you can't live with technology and you can't live without it either. So I apologize to all who are on and those trying to get on. However, it just very well may be a blessing in disguise because now this info and training will get into the hands of more people anyways. My goal today is to clarify our enormous bonus feature of share one lead and get up to 29 leads shared with you. I'm going to call this the 29 for 1 bonus from now on. At the end of this video, I'm going to share something shocking but fascinating that happened while walking out to my mailbox yesterday. You won't want to miss this. Plus, the stuff in between is pretty good too. The 29 for 1 benefit is for those who upgrade to version 2.0. But like I mentioned in the Getting Started videos, you can upgrade at your own pace, and participating in the 29 for 1 benefit is no different. Let me explain. Once again, the upgrade process is nothing more than you choosing from 1 to 30 of the little funnels, with each representing a real person who is a paid to build your list builder who is already upgraded to version 2.0. You are selecting how many of these list builders lists you want to be on, which also determines how many of them will be on your list. Let's assume for our illustration purposes that you select 6 list builders. You will now be able to see the profile information on all 6 people on your Connections Plus list. If nothing else happens, you now have a list of 6 targeted leads. But here's what happens behind the scenes with the PBL system. The system stores the number 6 as the maximum number of list builders who can share a lead with you when you share one lead with each of them. Here's how that works. Along comes Bob. He joins as a free PBL member through your website link. And like you, he decides to upgrade to version 2.0. When he goes to upgrade, you will be the list builder in the number 1 pay position. You will always be in the number 1 pay position on the upgrade page for anyone who joins using your personal PBL website link. Once Bob upgrades, he then becomes a shared lead. You aren't losing Bob, he is just sharing his profile information, the other list builders who he chooses, just like you did when you upgraded. Let's assume he does just like you did and he chooses 6 list builders, you and 5 others. The system then identifies and stores the 5 other list builders who now owe you a lead. Remember, you have a maximum of 6, but Bob's upgrade only identified 5. This leaves 1 list builder who will owe you a future shared lead when you share a lead with him or her. Here's another cool thing about the PBL system. When you have another person join and upgrade, that person can help trigger more shared leads until you reach the maximum amount. Let's assume Sue upgrades to 7 list builders. Now the system identified the 6th and final person who will owe you a lead. At this point, the system has identified all 6 list builders who now owe you a lead. You can always increase the number of list builders owing you a lead by upgrading to more of the list builders and then share 1 lead with each of them. Please keep in mind the following rules. Rule number 1. If you upgrade to 6 list builders and Bob upgraded to all 30 list builders, even though you shared a lead with 29 other list builders, you will only have a maximum of 6 list builders owing you a lead. But as I have mentioned before, you can still upgrade to more list builders at any time so that you can capitalize on future lead sharing, but the system is not retroactive and will go back and identify those who shared a lead with you prior to you upgrading to more list builders. Rule number 2. This bonus feature is only associated with the first lead shared with each of the list builders and not every lead you share with them after the first lead. In other words, regardless of your upgrade level, none of the 29 other list builders will ever owe you more than 1 of their shared leads. This also means that you could upgrade to all 30 list builders yourself, and it may take multiple people who upgrade through your website before all of the other 29 list builders will have been shared 1 lead from you. This is a good thing because you aren't relying solely on what your first upgrade lead does. because it depends on the upgrade election of those people who are upgrading, the Bob and the Sues in my example. Some will upgrade to 1 list builder, others to 5, some to 15, and others to all 30. And the system tracks when the other 29 list builders you upgraded to receive their first lead from you. Rule number 3. You are not guaranteed to get a shared lead from the other list builders you share a lead with. The system will always track the list builders who owe you a lead until they satisfy that requirement. However, if a list builder never personally gets another lead themselves or has another lead shared with them from a different generational line, then you may never get a lead from the list builder who owes you one. I believe the Get 29 for 1 bonus feature of the PBL system is the most unique and powerful thing you will ever see in an online program in terms of helping everyone create a team, especially those who have struggled to do so in the past. Unfortunately, it also breeds laziness because people feel all they have to do is just go and get one who upgrades and their list building woes will be over. Wrong. It doesn't quite work that way, nor was it intended to work that way. If everyone only got just one to upgrade, there would be no more shared leads to share with anyone. So if you are thinking or doing such a thing, you may be waiting a long time for a shared lead to come your way. Let me close with what I witnessed while on my little stroll out to my mailbox the other day. As I made my way to the mailbox, I noticed that there was a cracker wedged in one of those stress cracks of our cement driveway. I reached down to pick it up and noticed something very fascinating. I'm sure you've all seen something like this before, but I am one who likes to observe things and I'm fascinated by what I observe, and then I tend to draw analogies to our lives. As I reached down, I noticed the cracker was moving. With a closer observation, I noticed there were a number of little black ants under the cracker hauling it off. As my eyes followed down the crack towards the direction the ants were headed, I saw an army of ants. Some were carrying pieces of the cracker far bigger than they were, while others were following but had just crumbs or nothing at all, and there were even others who were wandering aimlessly without direction and were not carrying anything at all. When I got to where the beginning of the line of ants were, I noticed the ant who appeared to be leading the march was carrying the biggest piece of the cracker, besides the larger piece being hauled by many ants. The leader carrying the biggest load knew right where he was going, and the others were following. Isn't that interesting? Well, at least I sure thought so, but oh so true. I think you get the picture of what my analogy is, particularly when it comes to our type of business. I'll let you draw your own conclusions as to which one of these ant types you would represent. But I will say this. One of the most critical mistakes people make in our type of business is assuming that a heavy hitter or a big leader is going to join their team and push them to success. Yeah, right. My tip for anyone who truly wants to build a successful online or offline business is this. Quit waiting or searching for the big leader or heavy hitter. Instead, be the big leader or heavy hitter yourself, and only then will you be successful. Thank you for taking the time today to view this video, and thank you for your desire to be part of the PBL family. Let's all work together and be leaders in the march to help people around the world enjoy the success they deserve. Have a great day and even a better life.